Oh, it's good.
There you go.
There's no rules in this game.
Pour, pour the pirate sherry, fill the pirate glass. And to make us more than merry, let the pirate bumper pass. For today our pirate prentice rises from indentures freed. Strong his arms and keen his senses, he's a pirate now indeed. Here's good luck to Frederick's ventures, Frederick's out of his indentures. 22 now he's rising, and alone he's bid to fly, which we're bent on signalizing with unusual revelry. Here's good luck to Frederick's ventures, Frederick's out of his indentures. Pour the pirate sherry, fill the pirate glass, and to make us more than merry, let the pirate bumper pass. Ah!
Yes, Frederick, from today you rank as a full-blown member of our band.
Ah! My friends, I thank you all from my heart for your kindly wishes. Would that I could repay them as they deserve.
What do you mean?
Today I'm out of my indentures, and today I leave you forever.
But this is quite unaccountable. A keener hand at scuttling a canarder or cutting out a white star never shipped a handspike.
I have done my best for you, and why? It was my duty under my indentures, and I am the slave of duty. As a child, I was regularly apprentice to your band. It was through and error. No matter. The mistake was ours, not yours, and I was honored bound by it.
Error? What error?
I may not tell you. It would reflect upon a well-loved Ruth.
Nay, dear master, my mind has long been gnawed by the cankering tooth of mystery. Better have it out at once. When Frederick was a little lad, he proved so brave and daring. His father thought he'd prentice him to some career seafaring. I was, alas, his nursery maid, and so it fell to my lot to take and bind the promising boy apprentice to a pilot. A life not bad for a hardy lad, though surely not a high lot. Though I'm a nurse, you might do worse than make your boy a pilot. I was a stupid nursery maid on breakers, always steering. And I did not catch the word aright through being hard of hearing, mistaking my instructions, which within my brain did gyrate. I took and bound the promising boy, apprentice to a pirate. A sad mistake it was to make and doom him to a vile lot. I bound him to a pirate youth instead of to a pilot. I soon found out beyond all doubt the scope of this disaster, but I hadn't the face to return to my place and break it to my master. A nursery maid is not afraid of what you people call work, so I made up my mind to go as a kind of piratical maid of all work. And that is how you find me now, a member of this shy lot, which you wouldn't have found had he been bound, apprentice to a pilot. Oh, pardon, Frederick, pardon.
Right, sweet one, I've long pardoned you.
The two words were so much alike.
They are. They still are. Well, years I rode over their head. But this afternoon, my obligation ceases. Individually, I love you all with affections unspeakable. Aww. But collectively, I look upon you with a face of disgust that leads to absolute detestation.
What?
Oh, pity me, my beloved friends, for such is my sense of duty, that once out of my indentures, I shall feel myself bound to devote myself, heart and soul, to your extermination.
Poor lad! Poor lad! Well, Frederick, if you conscientiously feel that it is your duty to destroy us, we cannot blame you for acting in that conviction. Always act in accordance with the dictates of your conscience, my boy, and chance the consequences.
Besides, we can offer you but little temptation to remain with us. We do not seem to make piracy pay. I'm sure I don't know why, but we don't.
I know why, but alas, I mustn't tell you, which wouldn't be right.
Why not, my boy? It's only 11:30, and you are one of us until the clock strikes 12.
True, and until then you are bound to protect our interests.
Hear, hear!
Well, then, as a pirate, it's my duty to tell you that you are too tender-hearted. For instance, you make a point of never attacking a weaker party than yourselves. And when you attack a stronger party, you invariably get thrashed.
There is some truth in that.
Then again, you make a point of never molesting an orphan.
Of course, we are orphans ourselves, and know what it is.
But it has got about, and what is the consequence? Everyone we capture says he's an orphan. The last 3 ships we took proved to be manned entirely by orphans, so we had to let them go. One would think that Britain's mercantile navy was screwed solely by her orphans' asylums, which we know is not the case.
But hang it all, you wouldn't have us absolutely merciless.
There's my difficulty. Before 12 o'clock, I wouldn't. After 12 o'clock, I would. Was ever man placed in such delicate a situation?
And Ruth, your own Ruth, whom you love so well, and who has won her middle-aged way into your boyish heart, what is to become of her?
Oh! He will take you with him.
Well, Ruth, I feel some little difficulty about you. It's true that I admire you very much, but I've been constantly at sea since I was 8 years old, and yours is the only one's face I've seen during that time. I think it is a sweet face.
It is? Oh, it is.
I say I think it is. That is my impression, but I've never had the opportunity of comparing you with other women. It just may be possible I may be mistaken.
True.
What a terrible thing for me to do, to marry this innocent person, then find out that she is, on the whole, plain.
Oh, Ruth is very well indeed.
Yes, there are the remains of a fine woman about Ruth.
You think so?
I do.
Then I will not be so selfish as to take her from you. In consideration to you and justice for her, I shall leave her behind.
No, Frederick, it must not be. We are rough men.
Rough.
We lead a rough life.
Rough.
But we are not so utterly heartless as to deprive thee of thy love. I think I am right in saying that not one here would rob thee of this inestimable treasure for all the world holds dear.
Not one.
No, I thought there wasn't. Keep thy love, Frederick. Keep thy love.
You're very good, I'm sure.
Well, Frederick, it's the top of the tide. We must be off. Farewell. When the process of your extermination begins, let our deaths be as swift and painless as you can conveniently make them.
I will. By the love I have for you, I swear it. With that, you could render this extermination unnecessary by coming me back to civilization.
No, Frederick, it cannot be. I don't think much of our profession, but contrasted with respectability, it is comparatively honest. No, Frederick, I shall live and die a pirate king!
Huzzah!
Far to live and die, under the brave black flag I fly, then play a sanctimonious part with a pirate head and a pirate heart. Away to the cheating world go you, where pirates all are well to do, but I'll be true to the song I sing, and live and die a pirate. A pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king.
A pirate king.
And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
It is hurrah for the pirate king, hurrah for the pirate king.
When I sally forth to seek my prey, I help myself in a royal way. I sink a few more ships, it's true, than a well-bred monarch ought to do. But any a king on a first-class throne, if he wants to call his crown his own, must manage somehow to get through more dirty work than ever I do, for I am a pirate king, and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king, for I am a pirate king.
Hurrah for the pirate king.
And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate king.
It is hurrah for the pirate king, hurrah for the pirate.
Farewell, Frederick.
Farewell.
Oh, take me with you. I cannot live if I am left behind.
Ruth, I will be quite candid with you. You are very dear to me, as you know, but I must be circumspect. You see, you are considerably older than I. A lad of 21 usually looks for a wife of 17.
A wife of 17? You would find me a wife of 1,000.
No, I shall find you a wife of 47, and that is quite enough. Ruth, tell me candidly, and without reserve, compared to other women, how are you?
I will answer you truthfully, Master. I have a slight cold, but otherwise I'm quite well.
sorry for your coat. I was referring rather to your personal appearance. Compared to other women, are you beautiful?
I have been told so, dear master.
Oh, but lately...
Oh, no, years and years ago.
What do you think of yourself?
It is a delicate question to answer, but I think I'm a fine woman.
And that is your candid opinion?
Yes, I should be deceiving you if I told you otherwise.
Thank you, Ruth. I believe you. For I know you will not pass on my inexperience. I wish to do the right thing. And if, I say if, you're really a fine woman, as you say, there'd be no obstacle to our union. Hark! Surely I hear voices. Who has ventured to our arbiter? Inaccessible lair. Could it be Custom House? No, it doesn't sound like Custom House.
Confusion. It is the voices of young girls. If he should see them, I am lost.
How beautiful. How surprisingly beautiful is the plainest of them.
Lost, lost, lost.
How lovely, how surprisingly lovely. What grace, what delicacy, what refinement. And Ruth told me she was beautiful. Oh, false one, you have deceived me.
I have deceived you.
Yes, deceived me. You told me you were fair as gold.
And master, am I not so?
And now I see you're plain and old.
I'm sure I'm not a jot so.
Upon my innocence you play.
I'm not the one to plot so.
Your face is lined, your hair is grey.
It's gradually got so.
Faithless woman to deceive me, I who trusted so.
Master, master, do not leave me. Hear me ere you go.
Faithless woman,
Master, master,
faithless woman,
master, master, do not leave me, do not leave me. Hear me ere you go. Master, master, do not leave me. Hear me ere you go. My love without reflecting, oh, do not be rejecting. Take a maiden tender, her affection raw and green, at very highest rating has been accumulating. Summer 17, summer 17.
yes,
Beloved master, crush me when disaster. What is such a dower to the dower I have here? My love unabating has been accumulating 47 years.
47 years.
7 years.
Faithless woman to deceive, I trusted so.
Master, master, do not leave me. Hear me
Trusted so. What shall I do before these gentle maidens? I dare not show in this alarming costume. No, no, I must remain close concealment before I can appear in decent clothing.
Climbing over rocky mountains, skipping rivulets.
remember, poor Papa is not as young as we are and we came of a rather difficult country.
But how delightful is it to be so entirely alone? Why, in all probability, we are the first human beings to ever set foot on this enchanting spot.
Except the mermaids, it's the very place for mermaids.
Who are only human beings down to the waist.
And who can't be said strictly to have set foot anywhere. Tails they may, but feet they cannot.
Well, what shall we do until Papa and the servants arrive with the luncheon?
It seems we are quite alone, and the sea is as smooth as glass. Suppose we take off our shoes and our stockings and paddle.
Oh, yes, the very thing!
Stop, ladies, pray. I had intended not to intrude myself upon your notice in this effective but alarming costume. But under these peculiar circumstances, it is my bound duty to inform you that your proceedings will not be unwitnessed.
But who are you, Sir Speak?
I am a pirate.
A pirate horror!
Ladies, do not shun me. This evening I renounce my vile profession, and to that end, O pure and peerless maidens, O blushing buds of ever-blooming beauty, I soar at heart, implore your kind assistance.
How pitiful his tale, how rare his beauty. How pitiful his tale, how rare his beauty.
Oh, is there not one maiden breast which does not feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty? Who would not give up willingly a matrimonial ambition to rescue such as one as I from his unfortunate position, from his position, to rescue such as one as I from his unfortunate position.
Alas, there's not one maiden rest who seems to feel the moral beauty of making worldly interest subordinate to sense of duty.
Oh, is there not one maiden here whose homely face and bad complexion have caused all hope to disappear of ever winning man's affection? To such an one, if such there be, I swear by heaven's arch above you, if you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you'll be, I'll love you. However plain you'll be, if you will cast your eyes on me, however plain you'll be, I'll love you. I'll love you. I'll love
to do. Gentle sisters pray, propriety we know, says we ought to stay, while sympathy exclaims, free them from your tether, play at other games, leave them here together. Her case may any day be yours, my dear, or mine. Let her make her hay while the sun doth shine. Let us compromise, our hearts are not of leather. Let us shut our eyes and talk about the weather. Yes, yes, let's talk about the weather. How beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants some rain. If people say, I know not why, that we shall have a warm July. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants some rain. If people say, I know not why, that we shall have a warm July. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants some rain. If people say, I know not why, that we shall have a warm July. To find the day that bright with such exceeding beauty, did hear the maiden close her eyes and weep in sadness, to dream of such exceeding gladness.
Yes, this exceeding gladness.
How beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. Tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants some rain. Yet people say, I know not why, that we shall have a warm tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants some rain. Yet people say, I know not why, that we shall have a warm tomorrow it may pour again, I hear the country wants some rain.
Where to find that soul with peace and virtue dreaming?
How beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday. How beautifully blue the sky, the glass is rising very high. Continue fine, I hope it may, and yet it rained but yesterday.
And where to find that
People say, I know not why, that we shall have a warm July.
Stay, we must not lose our senses. Men who seek out no offenses will anon be here. Piracy, their dreadful trade is. Pray you get you handsome ladies while the coast is clear.
No, we must not lose our senses. If we seek out no offenses, we should not be here. Piracy, their dreadful trade is. Nice companions for young ladies. Let us be so.
Here's a first-rate opportunity to get married with impunity and indulge in the felicity of unbounded domesticity. We shall quickly be personified, conjugally matrimonified by a doctor of divinity who is located in this vicinity.
Give us our opportunity of escaping with impunity, to go well to the felicity of our maiden domesticity. We shall quickly be personified, conjugally matrimonified by a doctor of divinity who is located in this vicinity.
By a doctor of divinity who resides in this vicinity. By a doctor of divinity. Of divinity.
Monsters! Ere your pirate caravanserai proceed against our will to wed us all, just bear in mind that we are wards in chancery and father is a major general.
We'd better pause, or danger may befall. Their father is a major general.
Yes, yes, he is a major general.
Yes, I am a major general.
for he is a Major General.
He is hurrah for the Major General.
And it is a glorious thing to be a Major General.
It is hurrah for the Major General, hurrah for the Major General.
That's the same song as Pirate King.
I am the very model of a modern Major General. I'm information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England and I quote the price historical from Marathon to Waterloo and are categorical. I'm very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations both the simple and quadratical about binomial theorem and teeming with a lot of news. Ooh, lot of news. Lot of news. With many trivial facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
With many trivial facts about the square of the hypotenuse. With many trivial facts about the square of the hypotenuse. With many trivial facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
I'm very good at integral and differential calculus. I know the scientific names of beings and molecules. Short in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern Major General.
In short in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, he is the very model of a modern Major General.
I know our mythic history, King Arthur's and Zacaradox. I answer hard acrostics, I have a pretty taste for paradox. I quote in elegiacs on the crimes of Eugebalus. In conics I can flow peculiarities parabolous. I can tell on that the Raphaels from Gerardows and Zophanies. I know the croaking chords from the frogs of Aristophanes. And I can have a fugue of which I've heard the music's dinner for. Dinner for? Thank you. And whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore.
And whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore. And whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore. And whistle all the airs from that infernal nonsense pinafore.
Then I can write a washing bill in electronic uniform and tell you every detail of Caractacus's uniform. Short in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral. I am the very model of a modern Major General.
And short in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, he is the very model of a modern Major General.
In fact, when I know what is meant by mamelon and ravelin, when I can tell at sight a mouse a rifle from a javelin, when such affairs as sorties and surprises I'm more wary at, and when I know precisely what is meant by commissariat, when I have learned what progress has been made in modern gunnery, when I know more of tactics than a novice in a nunnery, in short, when I've a strategy of elemental strategy. Strategy. No. You'd say a better Major General has never strategy.
You'd say a better Major General has never strategy. You'd say a better Major General has never strategy. You'd say a better Major General has never strategy.
For my military knowledge, though I'm plucky and adventuring, has only been brought down to the beginning of the century. Short in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, I am the very model of a modern Major General.
In short in matters vegetable, animal, and mineral, he is the very model of a modern Major General.
Now that I've introduced myself, I'd like to have some idea of what is going on.
Oh, Papa,
Permit me. I shall explain in 2 words. We propose to marry your daughters.
Dear me.
Against our wills, Papa! Against our wills!
Oh, but you mustn't do that. May I ask? This is a picturesque uniform, but I am not familiar with it. What are you?
We're all single gentlemen.
Yes, I gather that. Anything else?
No, nothing else.
Don't believe them, Papa. They're pirates. The famous Pirates of Penzance.
The Pirates of Penzance? I've often heard of them.
All except for this gentleman, who was a pirate once, but who is out of his indentures today and who means to live a blameless life evermore.
But wait a bit. I object to pirates as son-in-laws.
We object to Major Generals as fathers-in-law.
Yeah!
We waive this point. We do not press it. We look over it.
An idea. Do you mean to say that you would deliberately rob me of these, the sole remaining props of my old age, and leave me to go through the remainder of my life unfriended, unprotected, and alone.
Well, yes, that's the idea.
Tell me, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Oh, dash it all!
Here we are again!
I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan?
Orphan!
Yes, orphan. Have you ever known what it is to be one?
I say orphan!
Orphan!
I don't think we quite understand one another. I ask you, have you ever known what it is to be an orphan? You say orphan. As I merely understand you, you repeated the word orphan to show you understand me.
I didn't repeat the word orphan.
Pardon me, you did indeed.
I only repeated it once.
True, but you repeated
But
it.
an orphan?
Stop. I think I see where we're getting confused here. When you said orphan, did you mean often a person who has lost his parents, or often frequently?
Ah, I beg pardon. I see what you mean. Frequently.
You said often frequently.
No, only once.
Exactly. You said often frequently only once. O man of dark and dismal fate, forego your cruel employ. Have pity on my lonely state. I am an orphan boy.
An orphan boy.
An orphan boy.
How sad an orphan boy.
These children whom you see are all that I can call my own.
Poor fellow.
Take them away from me and I shall be indeed alone.
Poor fellow.
If pity you can feel, leave me my soul remaining joys. See, at your feet lay kneel, your hearts you cannot steal, against the sad tale of the lonely orphan boy.
Poor fellow. See at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal, against the sad, sad tale of the lonely orphan boy. The orphan boy, the orphan boy. See at our feet they kneel, our hearts we cannot steal, against the tale of the lonely orphan boy. Poor fellow.
I'm telling a terrible story, but it doesn't diminish my glory. For they would have taken my daughters over the billowy waters. If I had an elegant diction, indulged in innocent fiction, which is not in the same category, and telling a regular terrible story.
He's telling a terrible story. She'll tell an innocent story. He's telling a innocent story over the billowy waters. It's easy in elegant diction to call it innocent fiction. When it comes to the same category, it's telling a regular terrible story. It's easy in elegant diction to call it innocent fiction. When it comes to the same category, it's telling a regular story.
Although our dark career sometimes involves the crime of stealing, we rather think that we're not us all together void of feeling. Although we live by strife, we're always sorry to admit it. For what we ask is life without a touch of poetry in it. Hail poetry, the hand-born maid, thou gildest in the pirate's trade. Hail, flowing fount of sentiment. All hail, divining Orient. You may go, for you're at liberty. Our pirate rules protects you, and honorary members of our band we do elect you.
For he is an orphan.
He is hurrah for the orphan boy.
And sometimes is a useful thing to be an orphan boy.
It is hurrah for the orphan boy, hurrah for the orphan boy. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, we will away and marry thee. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, we will away and marry thee.
Should it befall us
Auspiciously, her sisters all will bridesmaids be. Should it fall auspiciously, her sisters all will bridesmaids be. Oh, happy day with joyous glee, they will away and marry thee. Should we fall auspiciously, her sisters all will bridesmaids be. Should we fall auspiciously, her sisters all will bridesmaids be.
Oh, master, hear one word, I do implore you. Remember Ruth, your Ruth who kneels before you.
Yes, yes, remember Ruth who kneels before you.
Away you did deceive me.
Away you did deceive him.
Oh, do not leave me.
Oh, do not leave her.
Grieve me.
Away you grieve him.
I wish you leave me.
We wish you leave him. Prince of the magnanimity, we display to lace and dignity. Never was such opportunity to get married with impunity. But we give up the felicity of unbounded domesticity, though a doctor of divinity is located in this vicinity.
Never was such opportunity to get married with impunity. To give up the felicity of unbounded domesticity, but a doctor of divinity who is located in this vicinity.
But we give up the felicity of unbounded domesticity. But we give up the felicity of unbounded domesticity. Though a doctor of divinity, a doctor of
excellence of your wisdom, reconcile it with your conscience to say something that will relieve my dear father's sorrow?
I will try, dear Mabel, but why does he sit night after night in this drafty old room?
Why do I sit here? To escape the pirate's clutches, I described myself as an orphan, and heaven help me, I am no orphan. I come here to humble myself before the tomb of my ancestors, to implore their pardon for having brought dishonor to the family escutcheon.
But you forget, sir, you only bought the property a year ago, and the stucco in your baronial castle is scarcely dry.
Frederick, in this chapel there are ancestors. You cannot deny that. I don't know whose ancestors they were, but I know whose ancestors they are, and I shudder to think that their descendants by purchase, if I may so call myself, would have brought disgrace to what I have no doubt was an unstained escutcheon.
Be comforted. Had you not acted as you did, these reckless men would have surely called in the nearest clergyman and married your large family on the spot.
Thank you for your proffered solace, but it is unavailing. I assure you of the anguish and remorse I feel, of the abominable falsehood I told to the easily deluded pirates, that I would go to their simple-minded chiefs this very night and confess all. Did I not fear the consequences would be disastrous to myself? At what time does your expedition march against these scoundrels?
At 11. And before midnight, I hope to have atoned for my involuntary association with the pestilence scourges by sweeping them from the face of the earth. And then, dear Mabel, you will be mine.
Are your devoted followers at hand?
They are. They only await my orders.
Then, Frederick, let your escort lion-hearted be summoned to receive a general's blessing ere they depart upon their dreaded venture.
Dear sir, they come.
uncomfortable feel, and we find the wisest thing is to stop our chests and sing, for when threatened with the mutes, and your heart is in your boots, there is nothing brings it round like the trumpet's martial sound, like the trumpet's martial sound.
Oh, ye heroes, go to glory, though ye die and come back glory. Ye shall live in song and story, go to immortality, go to death and go to slaughter. Die in every cornish daughter, with her tears your grave shall water. Oh, ye heroes, go and
Go to us, it's evident. These attentions are well meant. Such expressions don't appear. Calculated meant to cheer. Who are going to meet their fate in a highly nervous state. Still to us it's evident. These attentions are well meant.
Go and do your best endeavor, and before all links we sever, we shall say farewell forever. Go to glory and the grave. Go to glory and the grave.
observe to great distress, for the risk they taught us press, and of reference a lack to our chance of coming back. Still, perhaps it would be wise not to carp or criticize, for it's very evident these attentions are well meant.
Yes, it's very evident, his intentions are well meant. Evident, yes, well meant, evident.
Ah, yes, well meant.
Now for the pirate's land, oh joy unbounded, oh sweet relief, oh rapture unexampled, alas I may adorn in some slight measure, for the repeat acts of theft and pillage, of which at a sense of duty stern dictation, I, circumstance's victim, have been guilty.
Young Frederick,
Calls.
your late commander.
And I, your little Ruth.
Oh, mad intruders, how dare you face me? Know ye not, O rash one, that I have doomed you to extermination?
Have mercy on us. Hear us ere you slaughter.
I do not think I ought to listen to you. Yet mercy should alloy our stern resentment. And so I will be merciful. Say on.
When you had left our pirate fold, we tried to raise our spirits faint, according to our custom owed, with quips and quibbles quaint. But all in vain the quips we heard, we laid and sobbed upon the rocks, until to somebody occurred a startling paradox.
A paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox, with quips and quibbles heard in flocks, but none to beat this paradox.
A paradox, a most ingenious paradox.
That paradox.
We knew your taste for curious quips, for cranks and contradictions queer, and with the laughter on our lips we wish you that to hear. We said if we could tell it him, then Frederick would the joke enjoy, and so we risked both life and limb to tell it to our boy.
A paradox.
That paradox, that most ingenious paradox, we've quips and quibbles heard in flocks, but none to beat this paradox. A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. That paradox. For some ridiculous reason, to which, however, I've no desire to be disloyal, some person in authority, I don't know who, very likely the astronomer royal, has decided that although for such a beastly month as February, 28 days as a rule are plenty, 1 year in every 4, his days shall be numbered 9 and 20. Through some singular coincidence, I wouldn't be surprised if it were owing to the agency of an ill-natured fairy. You are the victim of this clumsy arrangement, being born in leap year on the 29th of February. And so, through a simple arithmetical process, you'll easily discover that though you've lived 21 years, yet, if we go by birthdays, you're only 5 and a little bit over.
Dear me, let's see. Yes, with yours my figures do agree. How quaint the way a paradox, a common sense she gaily mocks. Though counting in the usual way is 21, I've been alive. Yet reckon by my natal day. Yet reckon by my natal day. I am a little boy of 5.
He is a little boy of 5. A paradox, a most ingenious paradox. A paradox, a curious paradox. A most ingenious paradox.
Upon my word, this is most curious, most absurdly whimsical. 5 1/4. No one would believe it to look at me.
Well, I'll be glad you'll be bound that you spared us. You would have never forgiven yourself when you discovered that you'd killed 2 of your comrades.
My comrades?
I'm afraid you don't appreciate the delicacy of your position. You are apprenticed to us.
Until I reach my 21st year.
No, until you reach your 21st birthday, and, going by birthdays, you are as yet only 5 1/4.
You don't mean to say you were going to hold me to that?
No! We merely remind you of this fact and leave the rest to your sense of duty.
Your sense of duty.
Well, you have appealed to my sense of duty, and my duty is too clear. I abhor your infamous calling. I shudder at the fact that I have ever been mixed up with it. My duty is before all. At any price, I will do my duty.
Bravely spoken. Come, you are one of us once more.
Lead on. I follow. My eyes are fully open to my awful situation. I shall go once to Mabel and to make an oration. I shall tell her I've recovered my forgotten moral sins. Now I don't care to have pence a penny for any consequence. Now I don't want to perish by the sword or by a dagger, but a modern may indulge a little pardonable swagger. But a word or two will compliment my vanity will flatter. But I got to die tomorrow, so it really doesn't matter.
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 So it really doesn't matter. If I were not a little mad and generally silly, I should give you my advice upon the subject willy-nilly. I should show you in a moment how to grapple with the question, and you'd really be astonished at the force of my suggestion. On the subject, I shall write you a most valuable letter full of excellent suggestions when I feel a little better. But at present, I'm afraid I am as mad as any hatter, so I'll keep them to myself, and my opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter. Her opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
Her opinion doesn't matter.
My opinion doesn't matter.
If I've been so lucky as to have a steady brother who could talk to me as we were talking now to one another, who could give me good advice when he discovered I was errant, which is just the very favor which I knew I am conferring my existence would have made a rather interesting idyll, and I might have let it out a very decent individual. This particularly rapid, unintelligible patter is generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter.
If it is, it doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible pattern is generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter. This particularly rapid, unintelligible pattern is generally heard, and if it is, it doesn't matter.
What is the matter?
What I tell you? No, I cannot do it. But as a member of your band...
Speak out! I charge you with that sense of conscientiousness that has never once yet been appealed in vain.
General Stanley, The father, my dear Mabel.
Yes.
He escaped from you on the plea that he was an orphan.
He did.
It hurts me to betray the honored father of the girl that I adore, but as your apprentice, I have no alternative. It's my duty to tell you that General Stanley is no orphan! What? More than that, he never was one!
Am I to understand that in order to save his contemptible life, he practiced upon our credulous simplicity? Our revenge shall be swift and terrible. We will go and collect our band and attack Tremorden Castle this very night.
What?
Not a word! He is doomed! Away, away, my heart's on fire. I burn this base deception to repay. This very night, my vengeance dire shall glut itself in gore. Away, away.
Away, away, ironic spy. I find my duty hard to do today. My heart is filled with anguish dire. It strikes me to the core. Away, away.
With false and fouling tricked us of our pride. Let vengeance howl the pirate so despise. Our nature stern he softened with his lies. And in return tonight the traitor dies.
Yes, tonight the traitor dies.
Yes, tonight the traitor dies.
Tonight he dies.
Yes, or early tomorrow.
His grows like wise.
They will watch her in sorrow.
The ones I'll spot.
In their natures they cherish.
And all who fought,
Who abuse it shall perish.
Tonight he dies, yes, or early tomorrow. His girls likewise they will welter in sorrow. The ones so spot in their natures they cherish. And all who fought to abuse it shall perish. Away, away, away. Tonight the traitor dies. Away, away, tonight, tonight, tonight. The traitor dies tonight. Away.
Always prepared, your gallant crew await you. My Frederick in tears, it cannot be that Lionheart quails at the coming conflict.
no, Mabel, no. A terrible disclosure has just been made. Mabel, my dearly loved one, I bound myself to serve the pirate captain until I reached my 21st birthday.
But you are 21.
I just discovered that I was born in leap year, and that birthday will not be reached by me till 1940.
Oh, horrible, catastrophe appalling.
And so farewell.
Now then, oh, Frederick, hear me. Stay, Frederick, see. They have no legal claim. No shadow of a shame will fall upon thy name. See, Frederick, see.
Nay, Mabel, nay. Tonight I quit these walls. The thought my soul appalls. But when stern duty calls, I must obey.
Stay, Frederick, see.
Nay, Mabel,
They
nay.
have no plea.
What duty's name, no shadow of a shame. But when stern duty's name,
See, Frederick, see.
I must obey. In 1940, I'll return and claim you. I declare it.
It seems so long.
Swear that till then you will be true to me.
Yes, always strong. By all the Stanleys dead and gone, I swear it.
Oh, here is love and here is truth, and here is food for joy. Us after she will be faithful to her suit, till we are wed, and even after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth.
She will be faithful to her
He will be
suit,
faithful to his
till we are wed, and even after.
Till we are wed,
And even after.
yes, even after.
Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is food for joy. Us after. He will be faithful to her suit,
Till we are wed, and even after.
she will be faithful to her suit, till we are wed, and even after. Even after. Oh, here is love, and here is truth, and here is love. Is love.
No, I am brave. Oh, family descent, how great thy charm, thy sway, how excellent. Come, one and all, undaunting men in blue. A crisis now, affairs are coming through.
Though in body and in mind, we are timidly inclined, and anything but blind to the danger that's behind. Yet when the danger's near, we manage to appear as insensible to fear as anybody here, as anybody here.
Sergeant, approach. Young Frederick was to have led you to death and glory.
That is not a pleasant way of putting it.
No matter, he will not so lead you, for he has allied himself once more with his old associates.
He has acted shamefully.
You speak falsely. You know nothing. He has acted nobly.
He has acted nobly.
Dearly as I loved him before, his heroic sacrifice to a sense of duty has endeared him to me tenfold. He has done his duty, I will do mine. Go ye and do yours.
Righto. This is perplexing. We cannot understand it at all. Still, as he is actuated by a sense of duty, that makes a difference, of course. At the same time, we repeat, we cannot understand it at all. No matter, our course is clear. We must do our best to capture these pirates alone. It is most distressing to us to be the agents whereby our erring fellow creatures are deprived of that liberty which is so dear to us all. But we should have thought of that before we joined the force. We should. It is too late now. It is. When a felon's not engaged in his employment, or maturing his felonious little plan, his capacity for innocent enjoyment, is just as great as any honest man. Our feelings we with difficulty smother, when constabulary duties to be done. I'll take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one. When the enterprising burglar's not a burgling, when the cut to hide and cry.
Hide and cry.
He loves to hear the little brook a-gurgling, and listens to the merry village chime. When the clock is finished jumping on his mother, he loves to lie a-basking in the sun. Take one consideration with another. A policeman's lot is not a happy one. When constabulary duties to be done, a policeman's lot is not a happy one.
A rollicking band of pirates we, who tired of tossing on the sea, are trying their hand at a burglary with weapons grim and gory.
Hush, hush, I hear them on the manor poaching. With stealthy steps the pirates are approaching.
We are not coming for plate or gold, the story General Stanley's told. We seek a penalty 50-fold for General Stanley's story. We seek a penalty 50-fold. We seek a penalty 50-fold. We seek a penalty 50-fold for General Stanley's story.
They come in force with stealthy stride. Our obvious course is now to hide.
With cat-like tread, upon our prey we steal. In silence dread, a cautious way we feel. No sound at all, we never speak a word. A fly's footfall would be distinctly heard. So stealthily the pirate creeps while all the household soundly sleeps. Shh. Come, friends who plow the sea, choose to navigation, take another station. Let's bury piracy with the little burglary. Come, friends who plow the sea, choose to navigation, take another station. Let's bury piracy with the little burglary.
Here's your crowbar and your center bit, your life preserver. You may want to hit your silent matches, your dark lantern seas. Take your file and your skeleton key.
With cat-like tread, upon our prey we steal. In silence dread, a cautious way we feel. No sound at all, we never speak a word. A fly's footfall would be distinctly heard. Come, friends who plow the sea, choose to navigation, take another station. Let's bury piracy with the little burglary.
Hush, hush, not a word. I see light inside. The Major General comes so quickly hide.
Yes, yes. The Major General comes. Yes, yes. The Major General comes.
Yes, yes, the Major General comes. Tormented with the anguished dread of falsehood unatturned, I lay upon my sleepless bed and tossed and turned and groaned. The man who finds his conscience ache no peace at all enjoys, and as I lay in bed awake,
He thought he heard a noise.
No, all is still in Dale on Hill. My mind is set at ease. So still the scene, it must have been the sighing of the breeze. Sighing softly to the river comes the loving breeze, setting nature all a quiver, rustling through the trees, and the brook with rippling measure laughs for very love, while the poplars in their pleasure wave their arms above.
Yes, the trees for very love wave their leafy arms above.
Little river, may thy loving cross forever.
Heaven's deeply poplar trees, may thy moving happy be. Heaven's deeply poplar trees, may thy moving happy
Yet the breezes butter over when he wings away. Brook and poplar mourn a lover, sighing well a day. Ah, the doing and undoing that the road could tell, when the breeze is out a wooing, who can woo so well?
Shortening tales the Ruth will tell, nobody can move so well.
Pretty brook, thy dream is over, for thy love is but a rope. Sad the lot of poplar trees, courted by a fickle breeze. Sad the lot of poplar trees, courted by a
Now what is this and what is that, and why does father leave his wife? And such a time of night is this, so very incomplete. Your father is and Doris was the most methodical of men. It's his invariable rule to go to bed at 1:30. What strange occurrence can it be that calls your father from his rest? At such a time of night is this, so very incompletely dressed. So very incompletely dressed. At such a time of night.
Seize that gentleman there! His life is over!
Pirates of despair!
Yes, we're the pirates of despair!
Frederick here, oh joy, wrapped your psalm in your men and effect their capture.
Frederick, save us!
Beautiful Mabel, I would if I could, but I am not able.
He's telling the truth, he is not able. With base deceit, you worked upon our feelings. Revenge is sweet, and flavors all our dealings. With courage rare and resolution manly, for death prepare, unhappy General Stanley.
Is he to die a trembling on the field? Stand! Will no one in his cause a web unwield? Stand!
Yes, we are here, go here to conceal. So to constabulary pile and shield. We triumph now, for
advantage you've contrived. But your proud triumph will not be long-lived.
Don't say you're orphans, for we know that game.
On your allegiance we've a stronger claim. We charge you yield. We charge you yield. In Queen Victoria's name.
You do.
We do. We charge you yield. In Queen Victoria's name.
We yield at once with humbled mien, because with all our faults we love our queen.
Yes, yes, with all their faults they love their queen. Yes, yes, with all their faults they love their queen.
Away with them and place them at the bar.
One moment. Let me tell you who they are. They are no members of the common throng. They are all noblemen who have gone wrong. They are all noblemen who have gone wrong.
No Englishman unmoved that statement hears, because with all our faults we love our House of Peers. I pray you pardon me, ex-pirate king. Peers will be peers, and youth will have its fling. Resume your ranks and legislative duties, and take my daughters, all of whom are beauties.
We have surely strayed. Take heart to praise, thy steps retrace. Wandering ones. If such were love as ours, can help me find true peace of mind.
Thank you.